This book is called Home Sweet Home, and it has a lot of questions. I'm trying to get stuff out of my way. So maybe when you reach the questions, you can pause the video and discuss them together. So here we go. The world is full of different homes, from tents and huts to bobbing boats and apartments high up in the sky. What's your home like? Is it tall or wide? How many rooms does it have inside? One thing's for sure, it won't be the same as everybody else's. So what makes a home a wonderful place? Is it a roof, doors, walls, or cozy beds perhaps? Let's look around the world and back through history to find out why homes are so special. Some homes snuggle together in a street like a line of friendly faces. Do you know any homes on busy streets or quiet lanes? The world's busiest cities have the noisiest streets. What sounds would you hear if you lived in a bustling city? What would you hear if your home was in the countryside? The streets don't all look the same. The world's most crooked street is Lombard Street in San Francisco. It zigzags 8 times so that cars can get up the steep hill. You can see the zigzagging road right there. One of the longest streets in the world stretches for 311 miles through Aurora, Brazil. That's like walking from Birmingham to New Orleans. Some homes are on water, not on a street. Canal boats moor up next to riverside paths. Roofs come in all shapes and sizes. They may be sloped flat or even pointy. What does your roof look like? Do you know one that looks different than yours? The town of Sibiu in Romania is famous for having lots of roofs with eyes. The eyes are really attic windows shaped like eyelids. White storks build big, untidy nests, sometimes as long as beds, on roofs in Germany and nearby countries. The storks are thought to bring good luck. In snowy countries, houses are often built with steeply sloping roofs so that when snow falls, it slips off. Some people put soil on their roof and grow plants up there. The soil helps to keep heat in the house too, like a cozy blanket on top of the roof. In London, there are beehives on the roofs of some apartment buildings. Beekeepers travel around town looking after lots of different beehives and collecting the honey. Some of the world's oldest homes were built 9,000 years ago in Çatalhöyük, Turkey. The homes had no doors and there were no streets. People walked around on the flat rooftops. The Nenets people of Siberia don't have solid roofs on their homes. They live in chums, pyramid-shaped tents covered in reindeer skins. Many homes have a front door to welcome visitors. What is yours like? Take a look at the homes near where you live and pick a favorite front door. Some farming families in Mongolia, Asia, live in round felt tents called girs. They usually paint their wooden doors lucky orange and decorate them to bring good fortune. It is considered rude to stand talking in the front doorway of a gir. It's thought to be like standing on the neck of the person who lives there. Not all homes have front doors. Some North African and Middle Eastern Bedouin people live in camel hair tents that they prop open with wooden posts. A gir is always put up with its door facing south so that sunlight floods into the tent when the door is opened in the morning. Walls help to keep out the whirling wind or the blazing sun. They can be decorated too. If you could decorate a new wall in your home, how would you decorate it? Lizards occasionally appear on the walls in Indian homes. If a lizard makes a noise, thick, thick, while a person is talking, some believe it is a sign that the person is telling the truth. King Louis XI of France thought walls were important when he ruled 600 years ago. He ordered an artist to paint 500 rolls of wallpaper with angels on a blue background. When Louis moved, he made sure the wallpaper went with him and was put up wherever he went. Now you can buy electronic wallpaper that changes from day to day. Electronic circuits are printed on the paper and illuminate tiny lights to make different patterns. The Achar people of South America live in the Amazon rainforest between Peru and Ecuador. There we go. They prefer homes not to have walls, so their buildings stay airy and cool in their hot Amazon rainforest location. Kitchens are often filled with delicious smells and warmth, but they're not all the same. Can you think of a kitchen that looks very different than yours? Up until 100 years ago in Europe, a dog helped to cook food in the kitchens of houses. Meat was roasted on a skewer, or which is also called a spit, and the dog ran around on a wheel attached to the spit to keep it turning. You can see the dog running around on the wheel right there. In Vietnam, 3 gods are said to live in the kitchen. They make a yearly journey to heaven to report on the people in their home. People try to please them by cleaning the kitchen and putting out little paper hats and boots for them. Some homes in West African countries don't have kitchens inside because it's traditional to cook on fires outdoors. Cooking together outside is a chance for neighbors to get together, chat, and share food. Homes sometimes have a dinner table where people sit to eat food. Where do you like to have your meals? Around the world, people eat their dinner differently. Some people use knives, forks, and spoons. Others use chopsticks, and some eat with their fingers. In Finland, there's a saying, "Let's put the cat on the table." It doesn't really mean that a cat gets to sit on the dinner table, though. It's a way of saying, let's tell the truth. Chinese emperors once ate with silver chopsticks. They believed, wrongly, that the chopsticks would turn black if the food they touched was poisoned. Long ago, people used seashells and pieces of wood to scoop up their food. If a person spills salt on the table in some European countries, you might see them throw some of the salt grains over their left shoulder. This is to avoid bad luck. If you eat a traditional celebration meal with a Vietnamese family, you might sit on the floor around a bamboo mat instead of a table. Gardens bring extra visitors like birds and bees that like the flowers and the trees. If you could design your own garden, what would you put in it? In Bangladesh, Asia, some families live in low-lying flooded places, so they grow food for themselves on floating gardens. Their gardens are rafts made from woven plants and covered in soil. The White House opens its gardens to 35,000 visitors for the Easter egg roll. Families take part in an egg rolling race to celebrate the Christian festival of Easter. Paths are very important in Japanese gardens. They are said to make a garden more beautiful and calming. Many homes around the world don't have gardens, especially if people live in high-rise apartments. Even with no gardens, people like to grow plants in pots on their balconies and windows. One way of creating a garden inside your home is to hang plants from the ceiling using special upside-down pots. Would you like to try that? In the Italian city of Milan, lots of trees and flowers have been planted on the balconies of 2 high-rises, so they look like a giant garden in the sky. They are called the vertical forest. Stairs can be straight or winding. Do you know of a house that has a lot of stairs? Count them the next time you climb up. European rulers once lived in castles with spiral stairs that wound around like a spring. The stairs were designed to make it hard for enemies to invade. The owners of the castle would run up the stairs, turn around, and swing their swords at anyone attacking from below. People live in apartments high in the sky in the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa in Dubai. They can use the world's longest elevator ride to take them up to their home, or they could climb 2,909 stairs. Which one would you choose? Plenty of homes have no indoor stairs, including tree houses. Japanese architect Fujimori is famous for building tree houses and lives part-time in one called the Two-High Tea House. Bathrooms vary a lot around the world and in history. Do you like having a steamy shower or a bubbly bath in yours? On the coast of Dubai, some homes have an underwater bathroom. You can watch sea creatures swimming by as you wash. Indoor bathrooms first became common in European and North American homes around 100 to 120 years ago. Before that, people used china bowls called chamber pots. The bowls were emptied outside, sometimes into the streets. And that's why places were so filthy and people got sick all the time back then. The wealthiest ancient Romans had bathrooms in their homes, but everyone else went to public baths, where they met friends and chatted while they bathed. They often spent hours relaxing at the baths, where they could buy snacks and drinks, play board games, and exercise. Do you have a cozy bedroom where you snuggle in your bed? What do you like most about spending time there? In China and Southeast Asia, some people believe the feet shouldn't face the bedroom door. They worry the sleeper's energy might drain out of the room. In northern China, people sometimes sleep on a brick platform called a kang. Hidden underneath the platform, there is a stove that can be lit to heat the kang above. The Abenaki people of northeastern North America have a bedtime legend about the beginning of the world. In their tale, a god slept on a giant turtle and dreamed of all the people and animals in the world. When he woke up, he was surprised to find his dreams had become real. Hammocks are a good way to stay safely asleep in the jungle, away from the creepy crawlies. Sailors once used them for sleeping on their ships. Astronauts are weightless in space stations, which means they can sleep any way they like. All they need is a sleeping bag attached to a wall so they don't float off. Have you ever slept in a bunk bed? Bunk beds are sometimes used in bedrooms, on board submarines, ships, and overnight trains too, to save space. In parts of Borneo, families share longhouses, with each family having their own space inside. There isn't much room for beds, but people prefer to sleep on mats made from woven bamboo. So, homes are amazingly different around the world and throughout history too. Things like doors and walls, beds and stairs aren't important for everybody, but there is something that makes homes special all across the planet. It's the people we love and share our homes with.